So hello friends, welcome to the Junior Engineer. In this video, I will talk about how to deploy a Munstack app on Vercel. Please compromise with my English tone because I'm not that much good at English. So let's start. So friends, before uploading your files on GitHub, always run npm run build command. So what npm run will do that it show your project's error, which you also get while deploying your Munstack app on hosting platform. So it make easy to debug your error and fix it. So this video is only for the beginner who currently develop the Munstack app and want to deploy it on Vercel. In this video, I will talk about the easy steps follow for the deployment of their Munstack applications, and also here we talk about the challenges faced by the beginners while deploying their Munstack app. So here the problem number 1, uploading project files on the GitHub. So what happened there, here on my desktop screen, you can see my project folder, and in project folder, I have also 2 more folders, client and server. So in client folder, you can see there are a lot of files. What happened there, when you are a beginner wants to upload node modules files also on GitHub, which is not required while you're doing deployment on Vercel. Node modules contain some dependency files which no need to deploy on Vercel because Vercel automatic download your all dependency from package.jsn file. So there is no need to upload node modules folder on GitHub. Now I tell the easy steps to deploy your client folder on GitHub. So firstly, you create a new client folder. Here I creating a client folder, and here is my actual client folder, which is in my project folder. So simply copy components, context, functions, pages, public. Remember, you don't need to copy .env files because it contain your private credentials, which is an environment file which is not required to post on GitHub because of security purpose. So there is no need to upload .env files. Simply I copy all the files which required to upload. Just copy it and paste in new client folder. Here you can see I copy all the required files in new client folder. Here I leave .next and node modules and .env file which is not required to upload on Vercel. So simply on GitHub, create new repository, tutorial and deployment. Here I create a new repository. There is a very simple process to create a repository. Simple, I go to create new and simply click on new repository and simply create that repository name. It can be anything. You can name it according to your requirement. So after creating a new repository, you can simply click on uploading existing file. So after that, here you can see client folder which we create and copy your project files. Simply drag and drop there. Wait while it doing all the processes. There are 43 files. Remember, node modules contains large files. It may be more than the GB. That's why we can't upload it on GitHub. After the uploading all the files, simply commit changes. This is a totally beginner friendly process. Otherwise, you can simply go in command line and performing the commands, and you can easily do it. After uploading the client folder, we do same process for the server. So here I create server. Oh, okay, there is already a folder named server. Here is server. lot of trash on my desktop, so I'm unable to find. Okay, there is server. Now again I show you, there is our main folder, and in main folder we go in server folder, and here you can see simply there is my main folder, where is also node modules folder, but there is no node module folder because there is no requirement to upload node modules folder on GitHub. But I copy here email config.env. There is no requirement to upload on GitHub. I already tell you that this contains some precious data of your project, so simply delete it from there. Cut it. There is our server. Again go to, yeah, there is client. Now again upload files. So there is our server folder, and simply copy, drag and drop. Simply drag and drop. Now waiting for the all files uploading. So friends, here you can see client and server folder successfully upload on GitHub. So here I give you one recommendation. Don't think that my project files and your project file look similar, because there are different files for your project and for my project. But there is a similarity of node modules files. If you doing a Munchstack app, there is similar folder you also get in your project, which is node module. After successfully login to the Vercel website, come to dashboard and add new project. So here I already connect my GitHub repository with Vercel. If you don't connect already, then you get option to connect your repository. So you can simply connect. There is not that much logic and things required to connect your repository. You can easily connect your repository with Vercel. So here I already connected, and here I can see tutorial deployment, which is our repository. So simply import it, and so first here we deploy our client folder. So select simply client. So here you can see the environment variables option. So I already tell you that .env file is very important. You can't directly upload it on the GitHub. In environment variables, we store that type of data which we want to hide from the directly from the users. So environment variables is that type of file. You can simply copy and paste your credentials and important data in key and value pairs. If you do a Munchstack app, you definitely know about .env files. So simply here I don't paste any .env file. Simply click on deploy. So my front end has a lot of errors, so I try to debug and fix it till we know how to deploy our server on Vercel. So again the same process, we have to select project, and from same repository here we change the name tutorial server. After that simply add it and select server folder, and again you have environment variables where you have to paste your important credentials or files. So I go to VS Code. Here I found there is .env file. Okay, I have to get it from my main project folder. So in server .env, so simply copy all the data, Control C. No need to type single one again and again, just copy and paste. It will automatically detect and paste all the data in single time. So after that you simply click on deploy. So here it's taking too much time, so we again waiting for the successful deployment. So here you can see my server is uploading successfully, means deploying. So here you can see my server is deployed successfully. So don't get confused that cannot get slash. Actually our server does not return anything on default route. That's why I got cannot get slash, means on simple dash routes I don't return anything on my server, but our servers deploy successfully on Vercel. So after that you can simply go to this site, continue to dashboard actually. After that simply copy this link, again go to there. So friend, actually what happened there, after deploying this backend, you have to tell your front-end files that you have to request on this particular site on which our server is deployed. So after successfully deploy my backend server, I simply copy the link and tell my front end to, when you have to request on this particular link to perform any request. So here my front end has some issues, so I use another front end which I already deploy on Vercel, and it doesn't have any issue. So for saving time I update there my requesting website. So simply I go to environment variables, and in next public API simply I paste my new server link and save. Here I'm adding my server link in environment variables, but sometimes beginners don't create any environment variable for that particular link. They simply attach their backend link like that. So this is also work. So after that we go to our front end project, and simply open it. So our already deployed front end work accurately. So from here we do logout and try to request on the server, login. So congratulations guys, it's worked. Here you can see it work accurately. So here I want to tell you one thing more. When you creating a Munstack application and you create a client side and server side also, then it's high chances you use CORS in your application. So where you use your CORS, here you can see in origin. So what here I allowed a user can request from all the origin. So it is not a good practices, but you can use for your college project. If you again and again get CORS policy error, then you can use the star to allow requesting from all the origins. So thank you guys, I hope you can understand all the processes. If you have any issue you can comment it down. Thank you, have a nice day.